wins, only 14 professional rounds. He's been out of the ring for nearly 3 months. He is chomping at the bit for more action. The Hungarian Komjathi, 10 years a pro, only stopped twice in 35 fights. He has fought for European titles. He represents a big step up in class for young Amir. And Komjathi is already in the ring here. Your commentators for this one, John Rawling and former three-weight champion of the world, Duke Mackenzie. First, your master of ceremonies, Michael Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the building from Bolton, Amir Khan.
Last time there was a crowd like this here in Belfast for boxing was when Chris Eubank was in town. It's an atmosphere which conjures up memories of the great days of Barry McGuigan, and here is the hottest young prospect in British boxing, of course, once again undefeated here in his 6th professional fight, Amir Khan. There is not a spare seat here. There have been great moments of boxing here in Belfast, and Amir Khan following in the footsteps of some illustrious predecessors. And here once again, learning and moving on as a professional. Terrific reception for the young star.
www.frankwarren.tv proudly present 6 3-minute rounds of an international lightweight contest. The officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, their representative at ringside, Mr. Charles Giles. And so, people of Belfast and out of the red corner, wearing the black coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 9 stone, 10 pounds, 4 ounces. He has an excellent record consisting of 35 contests, 24 wins, 11 of those wins coming by way of knockout, 10 defeats and 1 draw. He comes to the ring this evening as a former European lightweight title challenger, presenting from Hajdu from Bolton, the undefeated Amir Khan. Timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Dale Elliott from Hillsborough, and the star referee in charge of the action, Mr. Mickey Van from Leeds. This is 6 3-minute rounds.
Okay, fellas, you've had your instruction in the dressing room. Don't forget what I told you. I want no naughties with the head. Shake hands, back to your corners. Good luck.
So far, Amir Khan has only gone 14 rounds as a professional. He's finished 5 of his 6 fights inside the distance, outpointed by Willy Blanc of France, who's a former world amateur champion. That was an 8-rounder, and he has on 3 occasions been the 12-round distance. So no shortage of experience and no shortage of durability. Khan as ever though is to Frank Warren, and of course all big Amir Khan fans.
Khan just already learning the pro trade there, just shouldered his opponent off him. Just working nice and snappy, using everything he's learnt so far.
Only 19 years old, remember. Still growing physically, still maturing as a fighter. And still, that handsome face, absolutely unmarked from his fights in the ring. A bit better than he did earlier in his career when he was just threw an absolute hailstorm of shots at his opponents, good body shots, thudding into the rib cage of Komjathi, the 30-year-old Hungarian, and a pro since back in 1996. Really closing seconds of the opening round. Khan looking to unload, and a good body shot.
Corners, 10
Good,
seconds.
confident start for Amir Khan in the opening round. Komjathi already showing his strength, but all the firepower was coming from Khan. It's a 6-round fight, this one, and Khan on our cards taking the first one.
Yeah, Khan landed a beautiful left hook, come uppercut to the body of Komjathi at the end of that round, but took a right hand in return. So he needs to keep his
shot in there. Komjathi trying to rough him up inside. Decent uppercut from Khan. Landed. He takes a straight right-hand counter though. Can't afford to get careless. You can see all his supporters there at ringside. His father Shah and manager Asif Valley on their feet every time Khan lands.
Well, he's showing a nice bit of maturity. He hurt the guy with a...
Probably said it as much through mischief as anything else. That might come somewhere down the line, you never know, but not yet. He's got to get rid of this fella. Oh, good hand speed, blinding hand speed, and a neat little
arena from Khan.
Khan, who recently bought his parents a new house, living there himself as well, and he chipped a left hand from Komjathi as he just wanted to hold on for a moment. Left hook to the head. Just about a year since Craig Watson put Khan down in the ABAs, I remember. The Preston at the Guildhall there. That seems an awful long way away. Now here comes Khan. He's got to pick his punches. He's gambling here. He's trying to take this durable Hungarian out, but he wasn't able to do so. And now he gets into the clinch.
Corners, 10 seconds.
And Amir
Waters, he needs to shorten his punches up when he starts attacks like that.
Komjathi coming forward, as we knew he would. That's his style. And Khan just has to maintain concentration. He just got a little bit carried away, I got the impression, in the closing seconds of that second round. Youthful exuberance, let's call it. Those are good shots, doubled up well there.
Yeah, it's easily done. Against such a crowd like this, they're giving him tremendous support.
Get the adrenaline rush, I guess.
Absolutely, out of his punches. When he's ready to stand and trade, needs to plant his feet, rotate the shoulders and the hips simultaneously, and he'll get maximum power.
And Komjathi again frustrates Khan and gets inside and just shows his strength and his streetwise ability in a boxing ring.
Khan's winning these rounds on just sheer work rate, volume of punches. Again, he switches to the southpaw stance.
Khan's got his autobiography coming out shortly, A Boy from Bolton. I understood he's getting about £500,000 for that one. Well, he has to take 2 or 3 shots to the body and a right hook to the head there from him a year or 2 ago. And Bognar, he went in against Michael Gomez. Good Manchester fighter, had a win and a loss against him. So that's another sign that this guy knows what he's doing. Oh, Khan's caught! Right hand! And Khan was caught by that one and wants to hold on and buy a second or 2. Right hand in there, did catch him.
Caught him absolutely flush, took it reasonably well. We won't know the severity of it until the round starts to go on and how he actually responds, but nonetheless we're still caught. But you know, people seem to forget that this boy, he's still a boy and he's still learning his trade. A guy like this.
Mixing up his punch as well now. Good body shots from Khan, and he seems to have suffered no adverse effects from that right hand. It did, to my way of looking at it from where I was sitting, look as though it caught him pretty flush, and he doesn't...
Reception, so there's no need for that. You know, he's winning this fight quite handsomely. We're expecting him to get hit, we're expecting the...
Oh, and he's gone down through the ropes as Khan. That's a push, surely, not a knockdown, but he was certainly under a... Good uppercut though from Khan as he spins his man well off the ropes. Good round, this 4th round.
But it's all a learning curve, John. I can't emphasise that point enough.
You can see Amir Khan's mud right hand. Well, it was a glancing blow, but that one landed solid.
That one landed as flush as you like.
I've got it 3 rounds to 1 now to Khan. I gave that last round to Komjathi, Duke.
Yeah, well, he scored with some very telling punches in that round, and he's really starting to fancy this fight now.
5th round. And he was quoted this week as saying, "You've underestimated me, and I'm a man and you're a boy," and we will see here in the 5th round, he still fancies his chances of springing an upset. Would like to see his gloves just kept a little bit higher, maybe.
Well, Khan obviously was an amazing amateur, but the amateur game's gone behind him now. He's in the professional game, where he's going to fight grown men, physically strong men, so he's going to have to adapt and learn new little tricks all the time. And after this fight, if he's successful in this fight, we'd expect to see a more new and improved Khan the next time. It's a learning curve.
I mentioned earlier on that Chris Eubank was in town the last time this place had this sort of atmosphere, and Chris has actually made it across here to watch Amir Khan, and Khan's having his problems in this 5th round. Winning this one though, I think. I gave the last round to Komjathi, but Khan has regrouped, a little bit of showmanship there. But he's not just been able to throw punches and nail his man at will.
Yeah, Khan needs to keep the hands up. You wouldn't get better crowds for this from a world title fight, I promise you.
Last minute, last minute now. And hope, all right. Stand up for me. Deep breath. Yeah, just tell me when it is.
6th, final round.
3 minutes to go, and the two, I'm sure, will touch glove those distances.
Yeah, but right now, John, you know he's not ready for that. He's a 6th round fighter now, and that's what he's proving, that he can do this 6 rounds at a reasonably good pace. But what you're seeing is obviously there's still a lot of improving to be done. But the only way you improve is to fight guys like...
Good hand speed, good work from Khan there.
Well, he's already been instructed to stop bouncing around. You know, that takes a lot of energy. If you learn to walk the ring, you conserve the energy, you punch harder. So if you learn to walk the ring more...
Bell, and confirmation, I'm sure, will come from referee Mickey Van, who walks slowly across to Amir Khan's corner and says, "Here, come to me, you have won this fight," and that's 7 out of 7, but it's gone the 6th round distance, and Laszlo Komjathi, I am sure, has taught him more in those rounds than any other opponent so far in his professional career. He had to dig a little bit deep there, and he had to take a few shots, and he had to think.
He certainly did. Komjathi's already asking Khan for his autograph. I think he's a bit of a fan. But it was a nice fight, a good result for Khan. Set out what he needs to do, but he's back to the drawing board.
Well, shortly we'll get confirmation of the result from our Master of Ceremonies, Michael Pass. For what it's worth, I had it 5 rounds to 1. Let's see how the scorer, who in this occasion was Mickey Van, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 absorbing rounds of boxing, referee Mr. Mickey Van has scored the contest for Komjathi 55 points, for Khan 60 points. He remains undefeated now in 7 professional contests. The winner from Bolton, Amir Khan.
Well, Amir Khan gets it. He wins 5 rounds on that card with 1 even, so the round I gave to Komjathi by 10 points to 9, which was the 4th, presumably was scored level by Mickey Van. So Khan wins it on points, but I think there's going to be a few talking points arising from that, Duke.
Absolutely. There are questions that need to be answered. Again, it's a learning curve, back to the drawing board. Learn on the infighting, and then you'll see a much improved Khan.
And absolutely, as Frank Warren, his promoters, saying, sooner or later he's going to fight for a world title, but we want him to fight for a world title and to win it and to get through a really solid fighter such as Laszlo Komjathi in this way is just what he wants.
Very tough, it was very tough. Laszlo was a tough fighter. He kept coming forward, fighting, and every time I hit him with some good shots, but he still kept coming. I'm going to give him a lot of credit for that. But yeah, he always moaning saying I knocked my opponents out, but I think that just showed you everything.
How much do you think you learnt in that fight?
Oh, I learned a lot in that fight. Hands can go high. It's all experience it is. Hopefully, yeah, I've gone 6 rounds, I know how it feels like. So I can just work on that, and I know my training I'm doing is working.
You frustrated a few people, you worried a few people, you annoyed 1 or 2 people with sticking the old chin out and dropping the hands down. I would think a lot of people out there watching on ITV1 absolutely loved it, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely, it's entertainment, and that's what people want to watch. They don't want to watch Amir Khan going in the ring and knocking someone out. I want to give him a bit of a chance. But yeah, I just showed that I can take his shots, and I smiled at him. Come on, is that what you can give?
Yeah. And you did your 6 rounds, which I know you were very pleased to do.
Oh, definitely, very pleased to do 6 rounds. It shows that me and Oliver are working hard, and in the gym all the training that we're doing is working for these fights.
Do you think in some ways this was your first proper professional fight? On your first birthday with us, by the way, a year ago, you beat the Cuban Mr. Kinderland.
I did, yeah, and I think it is, yeah. Now I'm just getting getting the hang of being a professional. And I think I needed a fight like this, you know what I mean? Laszlo had a good 5 weeks notice to train up for this fight, and he did do that, so yeah, it was good.
You're a big family man, I know. Cheers, Frankie. Thank you very much indeed.